I also need to clean all this out. Okay. Hello, everybody out there who is watching. This is Blades and Blasters, and I am new aspiring GM Prankster. And we today are going to be messing around in Fantasy Grounds, which I know is different from the normal Roll20 content. And we're also going to be trying out Pathfinder 2.0. And so today we've got Walter Peck. We've got Raz and Slip. I can't see them like I would normally on Roll20, so I had to actually bring up Discord really quick. So I should just move Discord over here. There we go. Cool. So before we jump into it, though, we're going to talk a little bit about Fantasy Grounds just so that we everybody knows what's going on, and maybe a couple little things just to help them out. So we'll go ahead and start. So y'all, if you look in the bottom left-hand corner of your Fantasy Grounds client, you guys will see a bunch of die, and you can toss those all over the place because it's fun. Because rolling dice is always fun. If you roll them out of the box where all of the rolls happen, it's just a roll that you can mess around with. But if you roll it in the box where all the die rolls happen, it'll actually show up there and count as an official roll. Yeah, you guys got it. Another fun thing is if you left click and hold on to a dice and you press right click, you can multiply the amount of dice and roll them simultaneously, like I just did with those two D20s. Or like Raz did with those 17 D20s.
I think.
You did. If you like a different color of die, you could go in the top right-hand corner where there you'll see a little color palette that like an artist would use, colors. And go ahead and choose whatever colors you want for your dice. And it should reflect on your dice should change that color for starters. But also, if you look in the top left-hand corner, you'll notice that there's a little dot corresponding to your die color on your little character portrait. So that kind of will help to keep things around for a little bit later. You can also change the color of the numbers on your die. So if you prefer black, great. If you prefer white, just for you easier to see. The one real important one that I need to point out to you that can get a little bit confusing is pick up the D10 in the event we need to roll a D100, and or actually you right click on the D10, my apologies, and you'll see a little percentage. That is how you roll a D100 in this game. Yeah, you guys got it. Bam, you guys are pros. So those are just some quick dice mechanics I wanted to go over just in the event that I'm like, hey, roll a d6 or roll a whatever. Sometimes wizards and magic casters need to roll multiple die, and it's just easier that way. So why don't we go ahead really quick and dive into your character sheets. So if y'all open up your character sheets real quick. I'm going to go ahead and go through this person I made called Horatio, just for fun, while you guys go through your own character sheets. You guys will see your basic D20 based TTRPG character sheet. All your attributes on the left, all your all that stuff. The one thing that's a little bit different than normal is if you go to the bottom, you'll see your hit points, and you'll see max, wounds, temp, etc. So we never change the max. All we do is add wounds to our character, and it will reflect. So if you take 5 hit points of damage, then it's just 5 wounds, as opposed to subtracting, you're essentially adding wounds. You'll also see that your corresponding HP box to the right of that will also augment to tell you just how much HP you have left. Also, the color will change based on how severe you're hurt, from green to red. You'll notice your fortitude saves, reflex, will saves are all on your right-hand side. So in the event that you need to, I ask you specifically to roll one of those, you can either double click on the little die next to the save. So I'm going to roll a Fortitude save. Or if you would prefer to just roll the die, you can left-click on that die and then drag and drop it into the box to roll it yourself, just like you would in an actual game. Sometimes that's pretty fun. You'll notice your AC on the right-hand side as well as your normal modifiers for your ability scores on this main page. You also notice, and this is both Fantasy Grounds and Pathfinder, there's no separate initiative stat that you have on your character sheet. Instead, you'll be rolling your initiative is just your perception. So you can, again, same thing, you can drag and drop that into the box or double click it yourself. So if you're like, where's initiative? I don't see special initiative. You can either roll it there, or if you go to your skills tab on the right-hand side of your character sheet, you'll see all of your skills right there. Speaking of which, why don't we transition and go to our skills tab? You'll see all your normal awesome skills right there. And it's the same mechanic that you had on your main page. You can double click on the die in the bottom left-hand corner of the total box that corresponds to your skill, or you can drag and drop it into the box. In Pathfinder 2E, this is a small change. From Pathfinder 1E, you don't have ranks that you drop into your different skills every single level. Instead, you have something it's trained or it's not. For us, that's not really going to matter because this is a one-shot, but just a little fun thing to know. All right, I want to go ahead and go up a tab really quick to combat, because combat is fun. If you're looking for any other types of stats, you've got your armor class. Again, you've got your saving throws there. If you want to know exactly how it breaks down, that'll kind of help you out. Speed, your BAB, which stands for your basic attack bonus, or in this case, your attack base, as well as your proficiencies in weapons. So in the event you pick up a weapon like a scimitar, and you're like, oh, am I trained in that? You can go to your attack proficiencies and find out just in case you are. Great. You guys have any questions so far? Or are you guys good?
I'm good.
Good so far.
Good.
Great. Fantastic. All right, let's go to the abilities tab. That's where you're going to find all your awesome character stuff. In Pathfinder, there's a lot of feats. You'll get feats based on your ancestry and your heritage. You get feats based on your class. Sometimes it gets a little bit confusing, but everything is right there. So if you have a question about what exactly your character can do or what you might be able to figure out, if you want to know just exactly what Arcane Bond is, if you go to that little dragon, that little red square icon next to one of your class abilities, just double click on it, or single click on it, I guess. My bad. Yeah, it'll bring up just exactly what everything does and explain it more in depth. So that might help you throughout the session. Or if you have a question, of course, I can always open up your character sheet and help you out through it as well. Great. Again, this is a one-shot beginner, so it's not too much. We're not going to go too in deep into it. If you go to your inventory tab, you'll see all your gear right there that you have, as well as money, treasure, the whole 9 yards. If you look at the little brown circle next to an item, such as your crossbow or maybe a weapon, you can change that so that the box is open, which means it's not carried. It'll have no icon in the middle of it. The little bag indicates that it's carried, and the little shirt indicates that it is equipped. So in the event you're looking for something, like you're trying to grab an item in the fight, if it's not equipped, that means you probably got to go rummage through it, which would cost you an action. In the interest of kind of getting things going, I know that not everybody's probably spent all their money, and that's okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give everybody what I like to call the Mcguffin Pass, at least for this session. So everybody gets 2 Mcguffin Passes. that means is you're like, man, X item would be really great here. In the event that you have, an event that it's reasonable and you could fit it in your backpack, you're like, hey, I think I would have brought X for this. Feel free to say as much and we'll talk about it. Fair enough?
This sounds good.
Yep.
Cool. You got your notes. That's pretty much just for you. There might be some other information in there to help you out. And then finally, the Actions tab. That is where you're going to be doing the bulk of your stuff tonight. You will see your weapon item, and it will say attacks. Unlike other games where you can only attack like once at level 1, you have the option to do 3 attacks at level 1. So this is going to be one of those times where I need to just kind of parse between Fantasy Grounds and Pathfinder 2e really quick. You'll see those 3 boxes, and each one is -5 the previous one. And that's because you have 3 actions that you can utilize in any given round of combat. You can use all 3 actions to attack. However, each subsequent attack will be at a -5 to hit. So that's why there's 3 boxes, so that you can roll the proper one, whatever action that you're on. So that's going to be pretty helpful for us. You'll see your damage. If you want a further breakdown of it, you can look at the little magnifying glass next to the item, and it will break it down more for you. Or again, you could click on the little red icon for more information. Does anybody have any questions about this tab?
I have one question.
Sure.
One of my abilities we were talking, I don't know if this is the base damage or not, longsword, my 1 deific weapon or whatever, put the weapon damage by 1 step. So is that factored in already, or is that something I have to put in?
Yeah, so I actually was looking at deific weapon earlier, and that's only if it is a simple weapon or if you're unarmed. Because this isn't a simple, it says if it's an unarmed attack, the d4, or a simple weapon, increase the die by 1 step. I don't think the longsword is a simple weapon, so I don't think it would qualify.
Sounds good to me.
Cool.
Question about abilities.
Sure, go ahead.
The character has Hunter's Edge, and then you left 1 free for choice. Hunter's Edge, is that an outstanding choice, or is that a choice you made and I just don't understand?
Let me go ahead and double check here. This is under abilities for
Abilities,
Hunter's Edge.
top right, class abilities, and it says class feature you have trained to become more skilled, gain 1 additional benefit when you hunt prey. Depending on the focus of your training, choose a Hunter's Edge. And then there is you left a different ability that you called Choice, Hunter's Edge, but there isn't more text than that, so I'm wondering, is there still a choice to be made, or is that just a mechanic that because what I thought is the character just sort of points at someone and says, that's my prey. But I'm not sure if Hunter's Edge and prey is something different. I'll let you look it up.
Yeah, no, and actually that's exactly what I'm doing right now.
Yep.
Yeah, okay, so Hunter's Edge, and this is just unfortunate. There's redundancy that shouldn't be there. So I'm going to get rid of the one that says choice.
Okay.
And your Hunter's Edge is the ability called Flurry.
Oh, okay, cool. All right.
Mm-hmm. And so how that works is if you spend 1 action, you know how I told you everybody earlier, you take a -5 on subsequent attacks in a single round.
Right. Yeah, it's -4 and then another 4.
Yeah, and so that's exactly what Flurry does, is that it brings it down to a -3 on subsequent attacks if you are currently hunting them.
Right. Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. Great. All right, cool. Any other questions you guys have? Great. Okay, so we got the basics. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, I said not at the moment, sorry.
Oh, you're good. Okay. So we got the basics down. Let me do just one last thing, because this might be helpful so that you guys aren't rooting through your character sheet the whole time. if you guys look at the very bottom of Fantasy Grounds, you should see these gray bars that are labeled anywhere between 1 through 12. If you have a particular action that you think you're going to be doing more often than not, such as a perception check, you can go ahead and actually go to your skills, grab that little die like you would like left click and pick it up like you were going to throw it into your box, and instead place it in one of those 12 boxes. That acts as kind of a hotbar for you for your more utilized rolls.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So if that's something that's helpful for you, whether it be, I'm going to be like if you're planning on shooting your bow often, or if you're planning on doing perception checks or what have you, that could be something that's helpful. Cool. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and just jump into it. Fair enough. And we're gonna limp our way through our first fight. I know that we don't have everything and we might not all feel super confident yet, but I found personally when it comes to combat, I personally learn better just by doing as opposed to telling you a bunch of rules beforehand. Fair enough?
Yep.
Cool. All right, so let's go ahead and get this started. Oh, I guess I can get rid of this intro thing that I made now. Second. Boop. All right, so hopefully that'll help out. All of you are a part of a group called the Bellflower Network. It's based out of a new aspiring nation called Ravounel, to the north of this big domineering nation called Cheliax. Cheliax is renowned for its cruelty, its harsh laws, just the manner in which they treat people. It's a nation that isn't just ruled by tyrants, but it's also ruled by devils. It's pretty much an open secret in this particular area that the leader of Cheliax essentially made a deal with the devil in order to help keep power. Unfortunately, because Ravounel is still new and the Bellflower Network is finally has a place to operate out of to help free slaves, which is they're essentially an underground railroad. They have a lot of work cut out for them because slavery is legal in the country of Cheliax. And they impose their law, whether it be on new nations or not. And Ravounel isn't quite in a place to where it can shut down its borders to that type of thing. So you currently have been summoned to your town by a woman named Ikessa Rashka. She's a dark-skinned half-elf. These big black boots with a dagger caught in it, almost like navy blue hair. She's a member of the Bellflower Network, and she has summoned you to this one particular tavern to actually talk to you, because recently there was a raid in Ravounel, and in fact it happened just the other day, and they need your help tracking down slaves that have been reclaimed. So, with that said, the tavern is somewhat quiet on in the middle of a day of sorts. You know that it would only normally really pick up in the evenings. Nonetheless, Nikessa is sitting there, and I'm going to assume that each of you walks in turn. So who would like to be the first one to walk in and introduce us to your character?
Ladies first.
Silk always arrives early. That way, no one can get the jump on you. So a good 2 hours before they're even scheduled to meet with Nekessa. She arrives and has a good look around this tavern they're supposed to be meeting at. She finds the most strategic location to place herself where she can observe the room with her back against a wall, where she's least likely to be surprised. She has dark clothing and a hood pulled up over her angular features. She sits down at the bar at a table and orders a drink, which she just sips at, trying not to attract attention to herself, and occasionally slipping the barmaid a coin, although her drink doesn't really ever require topping up.
Great. So yeah, Nekessa sees you and nods to you and kind of summons you over. And as she's doing that, another person walks in.
Beauty from before age.
Of course.
Are we trying to determine who's more beautiful now?
I was just gonna
Yeah,
say.
I was
the old
very
person. I
confused.
thought that was the joke.
I
that
don't
I'm
think
the old-
Parst is pretty, but if you want to go with that. All right. A door creaks open, and a rather wide dwarf sort of steps sideways in. Maybe stomps his boots twice to get the dirt off at the threshold. It's covered in leathers and a few pieces of fur here and there that look decorative. A variety of daggers on his belt. One stands out that is probably the Dwarven clan dagger. And sort of carrying a longbow and a longsword with him. He has a orange long beard and a pretty big mane of hair. Coming out of the ears and the nose as well. Looks weather-beaten a little in the face, but has a piercing gaze and just stops right at the threshold to look around and find who they're wanting to meet. And if he sees Nekessa, then he'd step up right away after sort of nodding his head upwards for a second.
Yeah, Nekessa meets your gaze, and you know this elf, this half elf, and you've worked with her before. In fact, maybe she was the person to actually recruit you to the Bellflower Network.
Mm-hmm.
As you both are pulling up your chairs to sit at the same table that she is sitting at, a final person walks in.
A human male walks in finally. Shield strapped over his back, breastplate on his hips, a long sword on one side, a dagger on the other. Long black hair tumbles down over his shoulders, standing straight with a kind of sense of nobility, almost an air of righteousness about him. He takes his water skin, takes a long drink after walking some distance to come to the meeting with Nekessa. He kind of looks over the room, noticing Nekessa is already sitting with two people, and gives a smiling nod to her and makes his way over to the trio.
She smiles back in turn, curtly, but you can see a furrow begin to come over her brow. As all three of you sit, she takes a sip from her mug, lays it down, and looks at each of you intently in your eyes. All right, you've all received the summons for a reason. Recently, the Hell Knights came into Ravounel and we're essentially undoing all the hard work that we have. You know, and all of you have had some part in smuggling slaves out of Cheliax for some time. It's hard when the Hell Knights bust into our new nation and just take back what isn't theirs. Nobody owns a person's life. She looks and she even like spits on the ground as she says that. We don't have much information about the raid, but what we do know is this. It was 4 to 5 of these men that came in busting up taverns, demanding people sold out their brother or sister just to get the Hell Knights off of their tail. What the Hell Knights have in strength, though, they definitely don't have in stealthiness, and she chuckles. They're a blunt fist. So their trail is widely known. Apparently, they've gone back to their duty of seeking out escaped slaves in Ravounel, and they've actually handed off the slaves to some gang of slavers that is escorting them back to Cheliax. They're still in our nation, although the border's not very far away. We need you to do what you can to intercept the caravan before they leave and to return these people to their homes. Do you have any questions?
Their homes here in Cheliax.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that again?
Where are they being returned? They live here in Cheliax?
They live here in Ravounel, and they're being
Ravounel.
escorted. Yeah, and they're
Okay,
being
we're on the
escorted back
border.
to Cheliax. Yeah, you guys
Okay.
you would know that you're maybe 10, 15 miles from the
Okay.
border.
All right.
If we can get them before they, if we can intercept this group before they are able to make it back, it would be huge. Not just for us, but for those people.
I believe it is our duty to save these people from the horrible fate of slavery in Cheliax. My only question is, how soon can we leave?
As you say that, she smiles and she looks at you with a twinkle in her eye. And she reaches into kind of a pouch that she has on her left hip and pulls it out. Pulls out some papers, and she says, "Here, even though Ravounel is recently independent, Ravounel is trying to stay on good terms with Cheliax, especially while we're still a burgeoning nation." So she hands each of you essentially like passports. You can leave as soon as you are ready.
Well, I'm always ready, and it shouldn't be too hard to take these people away from some dead slavers.
She smiles at that and probably takes a dagger off of her belt and sticks it into the table. Kill one of them for me.
She licks her lips and shrugs and says, I don't know if I'll ever get my fill of slavers. But if there's any left over after I've had mine, then I'll kill one for you.
She gives you a wicked smile as you say that. Well, when you are ready, make haste. The Bellflower Network will do whatever we can. Remember that there are several small houses and homes and people who are affiliated with our organization in these parts and up to the border. And even, she looks kind of to the left and the right, like looking conspiratorially until she leans in. And even in Cheliax itself, you just need to make certain to look for the symbols. And she gives you she kind of like passes you this small note, and it is got the symbol of what appears to be kind of like a sun and a road leading up towards it. All right, I will leave you to it for you to talk amongst yourselves. I have to coordinate with some other members of our organization. Leave when you are ready.
Did she...
We get a cart or like horses or something. Or do you want me to run after them?
She kind of sighs and looks down. In the interest of keeping stealth, I'd recommend against horses. Because of the amount of slaves and how they're being treated, they're being walked. So you can catch up to them on foot.
How long ago did they leave?
They have about a 24-hour head start.
24 hours, huh? Okay.
Don't worry, my friend. Shackles tend to shorten your stride even more than... And she kind of looks down at his short legs. I don't think you should worry. We'll catch up easily.
That's a question for the GM then. If they've left
Sure.
24 hours ago and the distance is only 15 miles to the border, I'm not sure we can still catch them, or they haven't already crossed the border. If even they walked for 10 hours out of 24, which is low, and they walked 2 miles an hour, they'd be there.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Or is that something is that a hint you're giving sort of us, if we pay attention, that we probably can't actually catch them before the border anyway? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, no, Nikessa really does seem to think that you can catch them. It was 24 hours ago, but you factor in the fact that, at this point in time, it's probably about, 2 o'clock in the day. So a large bulk of that time was spent sleeping, even maybe giving these people minor provisions. Probably not treated very well, and they are all shackled together essentially. So you know that they would be traveling very slowly.
Okay.
I have no doubt we will catch them, for ours is the righteous cause.
All right. I just need some alcohol. Be right back. He pushes up from the table and just walks off to the bar.
Duran,
Keep an eye on his drinking.
indeed. Duran kind of looks over to Silk, his Prask. The dwarf is, I assume, getting hydrated for the trek ahead of us. So, tell me your story. How did you join this network?
I've been intimately familiar with the Bellflower Network for many, many years. She kind of takes a small sip of her drink. They did me a great service many years ago. And she kind of reaches up and subconsciously touches her arm, which is covered with her cloak, and then realizes what she's doing and puts it back down and takes another sip. It just seemed natural to give back. And it's
In
work
addition
I
to
enjoy.
Oh, go ahead.
That's all.
I'm so sorry. I never know when that break is a
I know,
dramatic
it's
break
so
or-
hard when you
Yeah,
can't see
proper one.
people's faces.
I don't sit at the table,
Yep.
Yeah. Because all I wanted to say is, in the distance you hear, "No, I don't want any of this human piss. I want proper dwarven beer."
Awesome.
This should be interesting, she says, grinning in that general direction. And what of you? What did you say your name was?
Ah, yes. I am Duran. I, too, have felt the cruel hand of Cheliax and their evil servants and warriors, and I find it is my duty to free as many slaves as possible from this evil regime.
Certainly letting them get away with coming into this territory and taking them back, that's unthinkable. That will encourage it further.
Oh, yo, you two want something?
Silk just holds up her drink like I've already got some.
He sort of nods with it, when the mouth gets downturned, and you just sort of the appreciative, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, Duran gives a slight shake of the head no and kind of holds up his water flask.
You see him grab from the counter a sizable piece of cheese and sort of a half loaf of bread, and it disappears in his beard. He just stashes it. And so you're not sure if it's the beard that's holding it or if it's under the beard, it went in the shirt, but it's just gone.
That must be Harsk Cheesebeard. I've heard of him.
Cheeseburger.
And then
That's awesome.
He comes back. It looks to you like he actually filled a butter bag or like a drinking skin with whatever alcohol was offered to him. And he sloshes it around a little and then puts it on his side. And then just stands there. Just says, "Yup, name's Harsk. I track people."
A
Then
tracker.
you seem to be the exact type of person we need for this group. Nikessa knows what she is doing.
Yep, and then I shoot them. Or I hack them.
Or hack them and shoot them.
Yep. Order doesn't matter to me. You?
I am a follower of Iomede the Inheritor.
Would that be obvious to the dwarf that is a deity and he wouldn't make a joke about, anything else? Like, is that obvious? Like, common knowledge?
Yeah, Iomadai is a very well-known lawful
Got it.
good deity, and she is and the reason she's called the Inheritor is because and this is a pretty big event that happened in the world, as that so all of you would pretty much know this, is that there's this god who died, and they were the god of humanity, and Iomadai is essentially the one is a human who passed this thing called the Starstone Trial, ascended to godhood, and is taking this dead god's place.
You said Yomadai, so I don't butcher that name again.
Yeah, Iomadai.
He'll say, "Okay, I'll hide anything illegal from you then. It's fine."
Great. So as you guys are chatting and getting to know one another, filling the tavern is the sounds of people maybe starting to come in from the farms earlier on in the day. Bartender taking orders for different forms of ale and other drink. Smell of tobacco smoke begins to fill the tavern, and you can hear just the sounds of merrymaking as the taste of ale is on your lips.
We should probably head out and chat while we walk. It's gonna be a while.
So
I'm sure
I'm sorry. Do we actually know kind of where to start looking? Do we have enough instructions for that to be clear? Frank?
Yeah, on that same slip. Yeah, on that same slip of paper where Nikessa gave you the symbol of the Bellflower Network, which was the sun and the road leading towards it. Essentially, she said, follow the main road to the south. They have a good start on you, but it appears that they're not interested in hiding what they're doing because they think it's legal. You should run into them, hopefully before the you hit the border.
Yep. Well, Silk,
Do we know of any specific handler or any specific person that is being carried away so I can use them as prey?
No, unfortunately, you don't have any specific person as of right now. Because Ravounel on the whole is turned out to be a pretty decent nation. There have been tons of slaves that have been flocking to it. Tons of people who've been oppressed, who are just flocking to this new nation. And the Bellflower Network has been busy. In fact, Nikessa almost hinted at it, that this isn't the first Hell Knight attack to reclaim these slaves for Cheliax. You know that there have been stories of the Hell Knights essentially going into towns and busting them up and turning over tables and doing everything they can to find these people and bring them home.
Silk, rises from her seat with fluid grace and looks around and says, are you going to finish that or take it on the road? Cheesebeard.
Again, he didn't get any food or drink that was like in a mug or a cup or anything.
Oh, he didn't get any drink that was in a cup? Okay.
No, he actually,
just
instead of
disappeared.
filling a cup, he filled his water skin with alcohol.
Okay. Okay, then.
All right.
They have a head start, but with their quarry shackled, we should be quick to catch them.
And there's nowhere for them to hide.
Yeah, I reckon we could probably 20 minutes jog, 20 minutes walk, back and forth.
20-minute jog.
You must be faster than you look.
Yeah, right. That's one fast dwarf.
I mean, unless you want to just walk, it's fine by me.
Why don't you just see if you can keep up?
With that said, you all stand up and make your way towards the tavern door leading outside towards the town of Lowlight, which is where you're in. The market is busy. People are going about their business throughout the town, talking and working and kind of finishing up the day's affairs, at least before it's time to kind of transition into common time. Is there anything you guys want to do in the town before you head on out? Anything you want to grab specifically, or do you just want to get?
I think I've got what she would actually have, and I don't have anything that comes to mind. So
10 arrows, really enough.
I like your McGuffin rule. If something comes up later, we can not waste our one-shot time on a shopping trip and still have a little bit of wiggle room.
Yeah.
That's a mechanic I picked up from Blades in the Dark, and I was like, this is amazing. This is great. I don't have to spend forever shopping.
Yeah.
All right, so you all make your way out onto the road. It is still the daytime at this particular time, so you make your way out into the forest. You feel the kind of the dirt underneath your boot. You can hear that kind of like the crunchy sound as you're going through it. Birds are singing throughout the air, and just the smell of clean air fills your lungs. The town is nice, but every now and then it's nice to just get out into nature. How fast are you guys going? Are you guys running? Are you just walking fast? How are you going about this?
I think over this kind of a distance, running's not practical. You're probably trying to keep up a good fast pace, but not like running.
I'd say like
Sure.
a brisk walk. I mean, I would assume that they're not hiding. They are walking, with fear of any sort of reprisal, and they have chained people, unknown if there's children, or sick and elderly, or people that would slow it down even more. So I'd say a brisk walk.
Sure.
So Harsk starts running off in a jog, as he had said. And about 10 meters after he realizes he's running by himself, he slows down and looks back and says, "Oh, you weren't kidding about walking. All right."
She looks at the pack on her back and the giant pack on his back, and you're going to run like that for 15 miles of hiking trail?
Oh, it's not a dwarf. What do you expect? It's all right, though.
Well,
I can slow down.
We can try it. We'll see. But Durin's wearing a bunch of heavy armor, so I don't see that working.
I have a strong constitution, but running in this for 15 miles, I'm sorry, I do not possess this dwarven constitution.
That's what I was saying. I've been out a lot, a long time. That's why I jog a little and then I walk, and then I jog a little and then I walk, and it's usually okay. Ends up being on average faster than walking, But it's okay. You go ahead. I can do some whittling.
I mean, it doesn't matter. Like, well, I think on average we're gonna end up going brisk pace, basically.
Yeah.
Sure. I need one of you to go ahead and roll me a D100, if you'd be so kind.
Not it.
I'll hose us over.
Okay.
All right. 17.
Could be good. Could be bad.
Really good.
I'm sorry, or you're welcome. We'll find out.
Find 17 slaves already freed.
Yeah. Game over. You guys did it, but didn't do it at the same time. It's amazing. All right. Yeah. So you guys begin making your way throughout the forest at a pretty decent clip, about 3 miles per hour. Again, you know that they're going fairly slow just because of all of the people that are essentially all chained together. As you are making your way throughout the forest, though, what I need you guys to do is I need you all to roll me a perception check. Great. Yeah. Okay. So Harsk and Duran, or not Duran, my apologies. Oh yeah, no, Duran.
Just like the group from the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got
Duran, last
you
name
D100
Duran.
Roll fused. Yeah, as you're making your way throughout the forest, Harsk and Duran, you guys notice that there is something up ahead. Appears to be some type of predator, some type of creature. You never asked my last name. Some type of creature. You guys have an option at this point in time. How do you want it? It doesn't look like it has seen you, but you have definitely seen it. How would you guys like to proceed?
Are we talking something small that I'll just shoot once and it's dead, or are we talking there's a Balrog of Morgoth coming our way? You know, like threat level. A boar.
It appears to be like you would definitely. It appears to be like 2 badgers, and you know that those are just things you just don't mess with.
Yeah, they don't give a shit.
They don't give a shit, and they will attack you.
Yeah.
So you can choose to kind of like try and stealth around them or exit the area, or you can choose to engage. Or if you have some other option, please lay it on me.
Are they super valuable? Can they help us at all? Or is it literally just a badger? Like there's no glands you get out of them or anything?
It's just 2 badgers.
Okay. In that case, Harsk would turn around and say, hey! And then sort of point at his eyes and then point there and do like sort of bare his teeth and do sort of almost like a badger. If you know how badger sounds, it's surprisingly a good impression of it.
Duran notices the same thing Harask notices and take a knee and puts a hand to a silk, like a cautioning hold up hand, and waits to see if they're gonna move on by.
Yeah, it looks like they're kind of rooting around a tree, almost as if they're looking for food.
Something, yeah. Yeah, Harsk will look at the other 2 and make sort of a with his like 2 fingers with his hand, right? Makes the walking motion, and makes a motion of going around the other hand. Holds up one hand essentially as the badgers, and then does like a round motion.
Silk nods and then gestures, like after you.
He pulls out his longbow and has and then sort of almost knocks an arrow, and then starts giving him a wide berth essentially.
Yeah, you know what? Just for fun, why don't we
pay attention to not get into the wind? By the way.
Yeah. For fun, why don't we go to the map? It might help a little bit. Just
There's a map?
Visualize it. There's a map.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
So let me go ahead and throw you guys onto this map. Just to kind of to visualize it. You guys are coming from the northwest, and you can see these creatures not, Actually, this will be a fun opportunity to show you a couple of Fantasy Grounds things while we're here. Are you guys all on the map?
Yep.
Yes, sir. There's a new map pop up.
Oh, yep. Mm-hmm.
Great. All right, cool. So if you go ahead and press your left and right fingers down on your mouse, you can make an arrow. So you know that these badgers are about 100 feet away from you. It seems like you guys are communicating that you want to kind of try and sneak on by.
Yeah.
Yeah, depending where the wind's coming from. We go the other way.
Great. So go ahead and roll me a survival check to see if you can use that to your advantage.
I'll announce that one of the badgers is my prey. To myself.
Sure.
Announce to yourself.
It gives me a +2 on survival checks, so of course I would
That
do it.
badger is my prey! As they look at you and attack.
Oof.
Are we all doing survival?
If all of you'd like to roll a survival check, you can. This is a moment where you can.
It's a 23.
Okay, it's not a stealth, it's a survival.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess.
All right.
How do I reopen the map once it's gone?
You can go to the images button on the right-hand side of your screen. Do you see it?
Yep. Thank you.
There you go. Or you can always ask me to just share things again, and I could do that as well.
Yeah.
It is not surprising that the man in heavy armor is having a difficult time sneaking around badgers.
Yeah. Yeah, that's...
He's like, oh, we're going back to town? Okay.
There we go.
Oh, I thought you said upwind.
Okay, yeah, so Harsk and Silk, you feel like you've ascertained a path kind of through the clearing to where you could just essentially avoid these guys.
You could follow me.
Duran is just... Say again?
They're not following me?
Oh, I was.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Duran, you are... It looks like an untamable forest, and everything is going to trip you up. So here's what we're going to do. Harsk, you're going to... If you're the one that's leading on this check, you're going to roll a stealth check. Everybody's going to roll a stealth check. And essentially...
Sure.
You're going to try and help your friends get through it. And depending on how good you roll will be how well you aid them.
Oh no! Oh no!
Best result, right?
No.
Number 1, so why try harder?
It's like golf, yeah.
It's like golf, yeah. Gotcha. Okay, yeah. So Harsk, you're like, follow me. I know exactly what to do, and you immediately trip over a branch and make a ton of noise.
Mm-hmm.
And on that note, these two badgers look off in your direction and just like scream and begin running towards you. All right, so here's what we're gonna do, y'all. We're gonna go ahead and roll our first initiative. So go ahead and roll your perception check for your initiative, and we'll go ahead.
Mine is based on stealth, actually.
Yes, yours is based on stealth because you were stealthing, so that's great. I don't know why it didn't update, but I'll go ahead and do that.
Is there a tracker somewhere that you're looking to update?
Yeah, so if you guys go on the top right-hand corner of Fantasy Grounds, you guys will see two little swords crossing one another. That's the combat tracker.
Oh, cool.
Go ahead and bring that up, and you should, and this is where, it's kind of like an all-in-one. You should be able to see initiative for everybody, but you will also be able to see your HP as well as a couple of other things. For me, it's even more helpful.
That's cool.
I do need to roll initiative for these guys, though. Oh, that was handy. Straight up rolled what I already had. That one was slower. That's fine. That's the same thing. Cool, guys. So we're going to go ahead and start round 1. All right. So these badgers clearly see you in the distance after Harsk falls. Harsk, because you tripped, I'm going to start you off in this battle prone.
Mm-hmm. You mean a sniper position?
Yes, in sniper position. Mm-hmm. So what you could do is you can actually left click on your token. This is actually kind of a fun little thing. And if you hold down control, it'll make your token bigger or smaller. But if you hold down shift, it will let you twirl your token just like I did to indicate you're prone.
Right.
Cool. All right. So in combat, everybody has 3 action to utilize on every round. So these badgers are going to utilize their actions to run at you guys. So so they go 25 feet in movement. So that's 5, 10, 15, 25. That's the first action. It'll be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 for the second action. And it's just a rabid badger. What does it know? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. As it just does its best to rush you guys as much as it can. Okay, Harsk, you are up. You have 3 actions. You could do whatever you want with them. Move, attack, trigger your hunt prey. What do you want to do?
Look at that! I reach into my beard, pull out a almost fist-sized chunk of smoked meats, and throw that in the direction of the badger and go, "I eat that!" That's my first action.
Okay.
And then I
Right.
sort of try and I try and get up. Is it one action, I guess?
Yep, that's 2 actions. You threw your meat at them and you stood up.
And then the third one could be to shoot at it?
I think you'd have to ready your weapon with your third action.
Because I fell, or...
Did you have it out?
Yeah, he said he did.
Remember how I said I have my bow and arrows out?
Mm-hmm.
My arrow
I
almost
totally forgot.
I
That's on
don't,
me.
but he
Go ahead
totally
and shoot
said
it.
that.
Yeah, Harsk plans for failure.
Okay, so one other thing we're going to do really quick here, Harsk, since I got your attention. Make certain that you've clicked on your token, hold down shift, and then left click on the bee that's closest to you.
Left click my token, then hold shift, and then left click the badger.
Yes.
That.
Try that again. Maybe...
To be clear, you explained to me to left click first, then hold shift.
Oh, no.
then
You want to... Yeah, you want to left click your token,
Okay.
then hold
It has a
down
red
shift,
outline.
and... Okay, and then hold down shift, and then left click on the badger closest to you. Should
Does it
work.
Nothing happens. A double click, it doesn't do anything. When I'm holding shift
Maybe
down...
Why isn't that working? Oh, you know what? It's control, isn't it? It's control. That's my bad. It's not shift. I get the 2 confused all the time.
Yep. It's
There you go.
Yeah, 20.
All right. So yeah. So you've targeted the creature. So how Fantasy Grounds? It's going to automate everything for us. So you're going to use your bow attack on your character sheet, and when you use that bow attack, it will automatically apply it to this token and its corresponding character sheet. And it will automatically figure out whether or not it hits your AC, and it will tell us. So when you're ready, just go ahead and make your attack.
What about the +2 from it being my prey?
you put that in the modifier box.
Yeah, you could put that in the modifier box. Thank you.
What's the modifier? box?
Bottom left.
Bottom left.
I forgot to bring that up
I
earlier.
think
That was my bad.
There's a
Oh,
lot.
modifier box. Adjusting, and then I press a button like 2.
Yep.
Ah,
It's kind of nice. There's some
Okay.
slick mechanics.
14.
Okay, so yeah, with the 14, that is a
14.
miss.
Yeah.
So yeah, goes right past him. Okay, those are your 3 actions. Silk, you are up.
Okay, I know the range on my bow. Can you shoot further than your range with a modifier?
So you can shoot further than your range. It is just -2. So your range, that's your range increment. So if you're, what's the range on your bow?
60 feet, and that's 100 feet to the farther away
Okay.
one.
Yeah. So every range increment out, so it'd be in multiples of 60. So 65 feet and beyond, it'll be at a -2. 125 feet and beyond, it'll be at a -4.
Okay, I'm going to go for it because it's flat-footed right now, so I might get my sneak attack on it.
Sure, go for it.
So one of my actions is pulling out my bow and loading it, and then I'll shoot. Okay, so it was left click on. Okay, tell me the thing again. Left click on the B, and then, or is it control left click? What? I can't.
So first thing you want to do
you.
is, yes. First you want to left click on yourself.
Okay.
And then you want to hold shift down and then left click. I'm sorry.
Hold control down.
And then left click on the badger that you would like to attack.
All right. I just did that, and then I just roll my attack.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. -2.
-2 in your modifier, and then you'll be good to go. All right. Yeah, so you shoot this bow out and it rings true, sure enough. So go ahead and roll me damage, and then also add your sneak attack damage, which will be just an additional d6 on top of it.
Yeah. Okay, so
The d.
I'll just have to do a. I don't think you can modify the damage, can you? Can you put 6 in the modifier box?
Why don't you just roll a d6 afterwards,
Yeah.
and I'll augment it manually.
Okay. Oops, that's the wrong dice. Okay. So.
Okay, great.
And
So
then-
go ahead and roll me another d6. 5. All right, so it doesn't see it coming, and it just, you get this thing right in between like its neck and shoulder, and it just goes angry and frothing at the mouth. You have one action left.
Oh, what else can I do with an action? Because you can only attack once, right?
No, you can take another attack. It'll just be at a -5, in addition to your -2 if you're targeting the same creature.
No, I'll target this closer creature.
Okay, so it'll just be at a -5 then. So just click on the second box for your attack. Or double click on the second box. My bad.
Okay. And I'm sorry. This'll. I accidentally rolled twice. I'm sorry. And that should be my.
No, it's okay.
That would have been the first one, and it would have. My modifier, I'm having a hard time getting that to work. So that's actually -5 from that. So that's a way miss.
Okay. No worries. All right. So yeah, it is a miss. Just goes through the air, soaring. All right. That is Silk's turn. All right. It is this other one, and it's going to do the same thing that its friend did. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 5. I just realized there are 2 different sound effects going on. So I'm going to fix that really quick. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
There we go.
5, 10, 20, 25. So both of them are essentially rushing you guys as fast as they possibly can. And Duran, you are up.
Is there a, how do I put this, like a delay or anything like that you can do as an action instead of charging into them, just wait?
Yeah. So you essentially can, you can delay until, after a particular person's turn, or you can hold an action, and that usually requires a trigger. So you could say, for instance, like, I'm going to move your token. just for an example, you can move your token here. So that'd be one action to move. And you could say, I'm going to ready an action to strike out when something gets close.
Okay.
Or you can just totally delay your whole turn. And then that moves you permanently in the turn order.
I think I'm going to move. Well, that's one move.
Okay, that's one move.
And then I should have him clicked. We'll see.
Yeah, you got him targeted.
So let's give it a try.
Dad, I went down for a glass of water because I was thirsty.
Okay, good night, buddy.
Well, you know I love you.
You can go get some water.
Oh,
Natural 20.
that's how we do it.
That's
Yay.
Absolutely. Okay, I actually, so a couple things are going to happen. First off, you're going to crit this thing. And I also realize this is a good opportunity to talk about another rule that I forgot to talk about, which is natural 20s always crit. And also, if you ever exceed a creature's AC by 10, that also crits.
Oh, that's new. Okay.
The inverse is also true, which is if you ever get 10 lower than a target's AC, that is a crit fail. But
So-
go ahead.
So does that mean I do my base damage times 3, or is it just, it's not cumulative for crits?
So yeah, you just roll your damage and it will automatically compute it for us.
Yeah,
It'll double it all up.
it knows.
Great. Okay, so 17 points of damage. Duran, describe your kill.
So as they shoot with their bows, he sees the two creatures charging for them, and with his sword drawn, charges toward the nearest one. And in its frenzy, it makes no attempt to defend itself as he brings the long sword down on the back of its, right at the base of its skull, instantly severing its spine as it collapses to the ground, dead before it realizes it.
Okay, yeah, that's one dead badger. And you have one action left. Is there anything you'd like to do?
I assume it can't get to me, or I can't move, get an attack. So
Correct.
I'm gonna try something here. I'm gonna move
Sure.
back to here, and
Oh,
I'll
okay.
see if I understand one of my abilities here momentarily.
Shield block?
That and where to go? Retributive strike.
Okay, cool. All right, well, that should be fun when that time comes. All right, it is this creature's turn. This one was specifically struck, if I were...
No, the other one was.
Oh,
was never
the other one was. Okay. So this guy saw that you killed his buddy, so he's going to attack Duran. So he's going to just move 5 feet right up into Duran's face. You see him frothing at the mouth as he goes to try and bite you, Duran. So let's see if that hits. So that would be a 20 to hit.
That would hit.
Great. All right, so yeah, it goes ahead and finds probably like bites you on like one of your calves. You feel its teeth sink in as blood flows into its mouth. But it's not done because it's a rabid badger. Well, I don't know about rabid. But it is going to strike out with its claw on this second attack. That's 10. What's your AC?
18.
Okay, so it's not 10 below. All right. So really quick, just so you're aware, you could have, as a reaction, kind of like an attack of opportunity, raised up your shield. That's what your shield block allows you to do. Like just as you're about to hit, bring up your shield in time. And the nice part about your shield is it has it actually functions like an actual shield. It's not just an AC buff like in other TTRPGs. It has what's called hardness 5, which means that the first 5 points of any damage when your shield comes up will be negated.
And then it takes damage equal to whatever's left after that. And then once I hit 20 hit points, in this case of the shield, once it takes 20 points of damage, it's done, correct?
Yes and no. So every damage that exceeds, all damage that exceeds a shield's hardness gets then split between you and the shield. Gotcha. So food for thought for the future. All right, that is its turn. Harsk, you are up.
I guess I could shoot it once more. There's no aiming or anything, right? You just shoot it, see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Is this the one you were hunting?
I read up on it. All that does is give me +2 perception, +2 survival. It does not actually give any other bonuses in combat.
Oh, okay.
It's to find the prey.
I got you. Hunt prey would allow you to use flurry, though.
Oh, that is not just a feat I have in general.
Yeah, you can only use flurry on, as far as I understand it, you can only use flurry on a target that you are hunting.
Oh, against your hunted prey. Oh, so that, okay. So that means now that I do shoot more often, it will be of benefit to be hunting this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'll move myself, and then you said to then do that. And then throw the bow die. So that would be the first one. Like this.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Ugh.
Okay. So that would be a miss with your first bow shot.
I'll have to shoot again, I guess.
Mm-hmm. So just click on the box right next to it.
Oh,
So the
that was out of the box. But I can tell you what it would be. A 9, unless you want to have me roll it inside again.
My rule of thumb is that if it's not in the box, it doesn't count.
All right, cool. Here we go. What the? But that is the box. What is happening?
Yeah, sometimes you have to throw it
Not
kind
working?
of hard.
That's it. Yeah, I threw it against the wall of the box. Maybe that's the problem. I throw it just upwards.
Yeah.
There we go.
Hey, I see it now. All right,
There we
18. That's a hit. So go ahead and roll me damage.
I'll pretend to know how to do that.
It is the gray box right next to your
Oh, that can also be
attack
dragged?
boxes.
Oh, cool. Okay. That just looked like a text field to me.
Nice damage.
Yeah. Yeah, good damage. So yeah, you hit this thing for 7 points of damage, sinking an arrow into its rough hide as it is frenzying even harder. Harsk, did you use one action to hunt that thing or no? Do you still have an action left?
The hunt is active since before combat.
Oh, okay. This is the same one. Got it. All right, so then you have one action left.
Still the same, but yeah. And I'll shoot it a third time, see if I can hit it at all.
Sure.
Sometimes you get lucky.
Okay. Total of an 11. That's a miss. Final one goes. You see him fire a rapid in succession. Only one hit.
That included in, like, is flurry included in what we just did?
Flurry is not included, so you should actually get a plus. What? That's at a
-2
cumulative.
instead, I think.
Let me go ahead and take a look at your character sheet because I have. Let's see here. So each one would be at a -3. So let's see.
So this would have been a
There's-
6 -6, so at a 0, right?
Yeah, so that would have been just a 15. That is still a miss.
Okay, cool. Good to know.
So yeah, you could see that it just like barely grazes his hide, but it does it effectively does nothing. Okay, good. Thank you for keeping me honest. I appreciate it. All right, Silk, you are up.
All right. It looks to me like she's going to have to kind of take a little 5-foot step to not have her shot blocked. So she's going to do that. And then let's attack this guy. And that's a miss.
Yeah, you fire your short bow and just that is actually 10 beneath its AC.
So what's a crit fail do?
Crit fail is it could be GM's choice. Mm-hmm. So what I'm going to say is that you shoot yourself in the face. Yeah, you shoot yourself. No.
That would have to be like a critical fail because I don't even know if my arms are that long.
I want you to roll me a D100.
All right.
And what I'm going to say is that if it's a 20 or lower, your arm essentially like forced itself and you shot one of your friends. You shoot one of your friends.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
This is going great.
Mm-hmm.
This is going great. Awesome. All right. So you still have to make an attack against them though. So roll me a D20. We're going to make odds, Raz, and evens, Walter. Okay, so you're going to go ahead. Let's go. Yeah, he's got the armor.
He's got the armor.
So I've helped you target Duran. So go ahead and make that same attack against Duran, and we'll see if it hits.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Good miss.
13.
It's a miss.
Yeah.
You feel the arrow just plink right off your breastplate.
You feel something, but it's not an arrow for sure. Not an arrow.
2 actions
fell
left.
off the tree.
All right, so I'll apply this to the second attack roll. There we go. Hit it. I probably hit it.
Oh no, it's 15 out of 16.
Oh, did you have to get a 16 to hit?
Yep.
Okay.
Are you...
That's a miss.
Yeah, do you only have a +3 to hit on your short?
Well...
Yes, she does.
Well,
You want to know why? Hold on.
Is something wrong?
It's because it was... Yeah, it was registering as a melee attack and not a ranged attack. So you weren't getting your proper... So that would actually be a +7, not a plus... Or that would have been a +2 on your second attack, not a -2. So it would have been a 19. That would have hit. Go ahead and roll me damage.
Nice.
Okay.
For RP, she still shot me, though. Let's just point that out.
What are you talking about?
Nobody saw anything.
Mm-hmm.
Duran bravely holding the line.
Okay.
Shot in the back. All right, yeah. So you sink an arrow right into this on your second shot. You have 1 action left. What do you want to do?
I'll roll the third attack.
Okay. 9, just a miss. Okay. Duran, you are up. You know this thing is damaged and bleeding.
Seeing arrows being shot at it, hoping it's distracted enough to deliver another killing blow, he swings his sword at it this time, putting a little more distance between him and the badger with his shield. He swings.
Okay. Go ahead and let's do it.
Ooh, a 1.
Natural 1. That is a crit fail.
You spear one of us. Like, this is just not going the way it should.
He says,
I get a
"Did you shoot me, Harsk?"
Let me show you how to injure myself.
Roll me a D100 to find out what happens.
Oof.
Cheers.
Oh my god.
Is that very good?
That's
or is that
bad.
very
It's bad.
Oh, okay.
On my table, all I have is just a bad miss. So you see him swing wildly, and Harsk, maybe it's so wildly that like when he on the backhand, yeah, you duck and it just barely cuts the hairs on your head.
Well, that's the end of this group. He's like, my hair!
All right. They were going great to rescue the slaves until they started attacking each other.
Swinging wildly and missing, he readies himself and swings again.
Go for it. Okay, yeah, that's just a miss.
I'm not tempting fate for that third one.
Sure.
There's not a cost to it. Can you use that ability?
So-
Can you use the something defensively or just let it go, the third action?
So you can use Raise Shield as an actual action as opposed to a reaction, if you would like.
I will do that.
Nice.
Okay, cool. So Duran brings up his shield in a defensive posture as this badger is going crazy. All right, let's see. It's going to continue to attack you. So it's going to go ahead and take out a bite on Duran. Hold on. I was accidentally targeting himself. Ah! There we go. All right, so yeah, it lunges in to go and bite you, and it hits with a natural 20.
Oh my god.
Okay, let me roll a D100. Find out what happens. Oops. All right, 87. Okay, let me check my table really quick. These tables are fun. 87. Oh, 3 times damage. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna say it just finds like the perfect spot where your armor is not in. So I'm gonna roll an additional D8 in addition to this. So that is going to be 8 points of damage to. So I'll just put 2 more on top of that, Duran. So yeah, you see this thing like lunge up and maybe like get him on the neck and just like a bunch of flesh comes out.
Now, does my shield, though, subtract 5 points of that damage?
It does. That's a good reminder. So yeah, so really you only take 3 points of damage, and you can choose to disseminate that 2 point or that 3. Do you want to take 2, or do you want your shield to take 2?
So I will take 2.
Okay, so your shield only takes 1 hit point of damage. So it doesn't indeed bite you on the neck, and instead, all it does is like essentially just like push you back really hard with its lunge. So let me give you some hit points back here before I forget. All right, so you're in much better shape with your shield. Okay, and it is going to attempt to attack you again. It's going to tempt the fates with a claw attack. That's a 23.
Jeez.
So even with your shield up, that will hit. Man, I'm rolling rocks. But it does 5 damage. Your shield, you're able to essentially get that shield right up in front of that thing's face so that it can't do any damage to you at all. And because it's a rapid thing, it's going to go ahead and try and bite you again. This will be at a -10, but it's a natural 20, and so that is a crit. I'm not crazy. You guys see that, right? You know I'm not
Yes.
lying?
It's a 20. I don't know
Okay.
how it's a
Previous-
minus
the previous
10.
attack didn't seem at a -5, by the way.
That's true.
You know, oh, you're right. But it still would have been an 18, which would
Which
have...
is his
Oh, wait,
armor
your
class.
shield's up.
Which is
Okay.
within his armor class, so the second hit wouldn't have hit.
Yeah, second of hit, wouldn't have hit. Your shield just keeps it at bay. I heart shield. Yeah, no joke. Okay, but with this natural 20, it is going to do some damage. So let me go ahead and roll that really quick.
If you roll a 20, even with a -10, it's still a hit.
Yes, a nat 20 is a nat 20.
Nat 20 always
Got
hits.
it.
Okay,
5% time and it's not
so
at the time.
hold on. Your wounds shouldn't be maxed out. So let me go ahead and figure this out first. We'll get all the damage first. So that's 15 points of damage. You were at 6, correct?
No, he
Yes.
was at 2.
I had taken 6 points of damage because I'd taken 4 when it bit
Oh
me.
shit, you already had taken 4.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so you were at 6. It did 15. Your shield, and that means your shield would negate 5 of that. There's 10 damage left. So 5 damage to you and 5 damage to your shield.
So you're at 11 wounds now.
So yeah, you're at 11 wounds now. This thing, like, you're able to like kind of like keep it at bay and like even like toss it off before it can really dig into you. But this thing is putting up a fight. Okay. Raz, you are up.
I'll shoot it again.
Go for it.
Die. No, maybe not.
Okay. Yeah, that is a miss.
Again?
Fires high above it.
And the next one will be at a +2. I'm trying to see if I can learn the modifier properly. My God.
Yeah.
Should probably head back to the tavern. The next one is at a +5. Wait, I should do that before. Modifier 5. Roll now. No, it rolled past the 18. 2 or 4. Look at that. A 3, a 6, and a 4. That's really
And
like choice marksmanship.
Oh, you know,
yeah.
we should not be taking necessarily all our shots. It just occurred to me because it has that crit fail. That third attack is risky.
And that is a crit fail. And there's a 24 on my table. So that
Interesting.
is
Right. I hadn't thought about that.
It just occurred to me
See,
now. New mechanic.
Yeah. On your third shot, the bowstring comes loose from your bow. It hasn't snapped, but it's effectively a useless piece of wood until you're able to restring it.
Yep.
Okay, Harsk, in a flurry of shooting arrows, just nervous about this
hit the
badger
forest.
that is laying into
Forest
you.
is so dead.
Yeah, you hit the forest.
I cast magic missile at the darkness.
Yep.
That's right.
Silk.
All right. Let's Oh, I already had him targeted. Okay.
It's a hit.
That is a hit.
All right, let's roll the damage.
Finally.
Some pathetic damage.
It's okay. Chip away, chip away. You still have 2 actions left.
I'm gonna do one more attack.
One more attack.
Nah.
That's a high miss. Goes off and you hit the forest as well. You have 1 action left.
I don't know all the actions in this game, but I'm not shooting again.
Is this why people
Sure.
fight rats when they start in D&D?
Yeah.
Just asking.
Pretty much.
Damn.
Okay. So yeah, you decide you probably curse underneath your breath and
Yes, she curses in a strange language.
All right. Duran bleeding. Now, do I have to use an action to put the shield down to attack?
no, you can take a free action to just drop your shield if you want.
So I can just use a free action to set it down, or not set it down, but, you know, lower it and then attack. Okay. And then the third attack action can be to raise it back up.
Oh, I see what you're saying. You mean, okay. No, your raise shield action is effectively done at the beginning of your turn. It doesn't cost any action to lower it.
Okay. Well then.
Actually, I'm sorry, could I have moved on my turn for my third action?
Sure.
How far can you
I'll allow
move?
it.
No, you cannot
20.
get back to the tavern.
Yeah, I'm
25.
It's like, I'm done.
You can move 25 feet.
Yeah, she's gonna get on the other side so that thing's flat-footed next time.
Oh, that's a better idea. There, I can actually hit you.
Yeah. You can shoot me or
Yes.
now I can actually hit you. Good job.
Well, with hope, we finish it off as Duran
Yeah, Duran,
continues
you can
to
do it.
swing away, hoping that this will be the time that the bleeding animal finally goes down.
All right, Duran, swing away.
Nope.
That's a miss.
Oh, I didn't target. Yeah, we'll go again. That's the worst that could happen, right?
Mhm. That is the worst that can happen. That's plus 10 under.
Yeah.
That is That is 10 under. That is a
More
crit
than 10
fail.
under.
Go ahead and roll me a D100 and let's
I mean-
find out what happens.
I mean, these big bad evil guys you're sending us are just really tough enemies.
The badger grabs your sword and uses it against you.
Yeah, I'm waiting
Okay.
for their evil monologue.
Your wild I will get all of the grubs in your skin.
Pink skins will die.
All right, so bad news bears, Duran, as your wild swing essentially slips and you fall prone with this rabid badger standing in front of you.
Well, action 3 is going to be to stand back up and raise that shield.
Okay, well, so you can only stand back up, but you can raise your shield as an immediate action with your shield block feat.
Yes.
Okay, it's this thing's turn. No joke. It's going to continue to go at the tank. So here we go. It's going to take a bite.
It is suicidal.
That's a 22 to hit, Duran.
Oh my
Yep.
gosh, this freaking badger.
Oh, your dice can actually go into the double digits.
Yeah, right?
Duran, are you raising your shield?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so it's just regular damage, though, so your shield takes the whole blow. None of that happens. You know what I'm going to do, actually? I'm going to go ahead and untarget you, because it's not helpful with the shield.
Right.
And we already know your AC is 18. All right, so here comes the claw attack on its second attack. That is going to be at a -5, a 10. So that'll just be a... Actually, no. That is a crit fail
Shields up,
because your
it's a
shield
crit
up.
fail. Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and roll for this rabid badger to find out what happens. I'm just going to... So 54. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna say like you bring up your shield just in time to like it lunges at you and you like kink, like nail it right in its face, and it goes down and it goes prone on its belly. But with its third action, it's just gonna stand right back up. So that is its turn. Hey, nothing happened. Sometimes that's the best result. Harsk.
Arsk yells, "You godforsaken man!" And it just a curse of a string of curses comes out as he just drops the useless longbow. Uses his first action to unsheath, swing his longsword, and takes a step forward and just hacks at it once.
Okay, you take a stand forward, hack at it once. Go ahead and make that hit.
Yeah, absolutely that hits.
Okay, good news. That hits. Go ahead and roll me damage.
That'll be high, hopefully. Yeah, high enough. 7.
Okay, so here is what happens. You look at this thing, and you know, beyond a shadow of a doubt, this thing should be dead. It's still standing and frothing at the mouth, and it looks like it's going to attack you next. You have 2 actions left.
I do, because I thought readying my weapon plus walking plus hitting it is 3.
You're correct. Thank you for keeping
I'll
honest.
take the extra 2 though, because I'm, you know,
What?
a
Because
god
you want a
looks on
crit
me.
fail? Why?
No, because I would pull my shield out for those actions. Yeah, but that's fine. I think unfortunately I'm done.
Okay, Silk, you are up.
All right, let's take a shot. Now, I'm behind it, so it might have a negative because it's flat-footed.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll me. Damage, because that will hit.
For sure. Zombie badger needs to die.
Zombie badger.
So 8.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, you hit this thing, and you hit it again, like right at the base of its neck. This thing's bleeding all over the place. It looks like it should be dead, but it is not. You have 2
Right.
actions
It
left.
keeps ignoring damage, right? On purpose?
If you want, you guys can roll, for one of your actions, you can roll like a nature check, and I can give you information about creatures, animals, or villains that you guys are facing. So that's one other way that you can use your actions.
It's a good idea, but I think we are the /first, ask questions later. type of group.
Well, Slip, you've got 2 actions left. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna attack one more time.
Okay. That will miss. You have 1 action left.
I guess I'll roll the nature, even though that's not my thing. I'm a city slicker.
That's fine. Yeah, go ahead and roll me that nature check.
Trying to make it roll. There we go.
Do it.
Nope.
I mean, still an 11.
There's something wrong with this badger.
Yeah.
So that's actually enough to know. It is 10 plus the CR of the creature, and the CR of this creature is actually 0. So, you know that badgers can fight like way beyond what they like they'll just keep going even when they should be dead. They should keep going. In Pathfinder parlance, that's a mechanic called Ferocity, which means that even though the monster or the creature is reduced to 0 HP, it can avoid being knocked out and remains at 1 HP until this ability runs out. You feel like, with the amount of damage that this thing has taken, if somebody can just hit it one more time, it will die.
Yep.
In comes Doran.
Someone hit it again.
No shit.
What?
Duran, you are
Well,
up.
she
Duran.
figures you guys just are not missing on purpose. So.
Duran, bleeding, follows the sage advice of Silk to hit it again.
Sage advice.
Missing terribly. Swinging yet again.
This thing.
Oh, I missed the thing. Hold on.
No worries.
This thing, not a... That's a crit miss. Oh my god. Let me get my
Okay.
D100. See how terrible it is.
Yeah, roll D100. Let's see how terrible it is. 61.
Your arm all falls off.
Yeah, your wild swing almost hits Harsk, so I need you to make your attack action against Harsk.
What?
Because you're standing adjacent to him.
Yeah, but I can just disbelieve that, right?
Don't worry, I'll miss.
There
He
you go.
misses.
Thank you.
Okay, you have a 3rd action left. What do you want to do, man?
So explain lay on hands to me. How many actions is that to do?
Let me go ahead and take a look at your character. Actually, actions, right? Oh, okay. So do you see that little symbol right after it? The
Yeah.
kind of like arrow pointing to the right?
Mhm.
That indicates that it's actually only 1 action, just a somatic component, which means you're just touching yourself.
Oh, I know how to do that.
He's really good at that.
So I can use that power.
Power.
You can use that power on yourself and give yourself 6 hit points. And it says if it's one of your allies, which I guess you would be an ally to yourself, you gain a +2 to your AC for 1 round.
Oh god, yes, please. Do that.
Okay. So, yeah. So your focus... So you can recover focus. That's not a big deal, but you get 6 hit points back. So you're back to 5 hit points out of 17. You get a +2 to your AC. And it's the Badger's turn. The Badger. I think the last person that hit it was Harsk, and so it's actually going to attack Harsk.
The last person that hit it was Slip.
Yeah, it was.
It's true. It's true. But both of you hit him, right? So I'm going to roll a d20. Slip, I'll let you choose. Do you want evens to be you, or do you want odds to be you?
She's odd.
Yeah, I'm odd. This is true.
Okay, you're odd. Okay,
You got
it's
it.
going after Harsk.
No.
All right,
it's
Harsk.
odd.
No, I'm odd.
She's
I'm
odd.
odd. I'm odd. Well, I guess it
19's
depends
all.
on if you're choosing to.
I'm assuming the number you choose is what's protecting you.
That doesn't matter to me either way. I've got decent AC as much as so. Whatever.
Okay.
You decide.
Okay. It's going to attack Harsk.
There you go.
It's going to go ahead and try and bite
Everybody
Harsk.
is. Even Durano has twice already.
No, question with
That's a miss.
now can I swing at it? Is it only if it's only if the enemy damages the ally? Never mind.
Oh, got you. Okay. Well, it's going to take another attack at Harsk, so you might get your chance as it tries to claw him. Natural 20!
Oh my gosh!
I use my once per session to disbelieve.
Okay. So you can use your retributive strike.
Yes. So I get to swing at him, and Harsk gets resistance to all damage against the triggering damage equal to 2 plus my level. Obviously, my level's 1, so he gets 3 damage reduction,
Nice. So I'm down to 7 wounds taken only.
and I get to swing at it.
And
I
take
assume
your attack. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Is it the first attack thing?
Correct.
Not
it's
that-
at your
not that I
highest
would hit it.
modifier.
Oh, why would you?
Sorry.
But you could have tried to hit me, maybe, this time.
Yeah.
Again.
So
Yeah,
sorry,
I'll
guys.
start swinging at Harsk, and then that'll inevitably hit the magic.
Oh, that's right, because you'll miss so hard, you'll hit the badger instead. That is a great strategy.
That's galaxy brain thinking.
Yep.
God, I'm so sorry, guys. I just one attack left. It's going to try and bite Harsk.
Oh,
So-
really?
It got an 11.
That's
Oh wait, actually, with a minus 10, that would bring it. That's a crit. That's a crit fail.
Yep.
Um,
It misses and instead hits Duran. That's the story we're having.
18. Just a bad miss. So it just
All right.
lunges and overextends itself. Oh, you know what? I know something to add to my table. Harsk, you are up.
Harsk goes into a rage and just hacks at it until it's dead. He'll attack it 3 times. However
for
often
it.
however long it'll take to kill this thing.
All right. First attack.
That was a 9.
God, it was.
It was.
It was a
Oh.
19, and then it rolled. That was so lame.
Yep.
All right.
Next one is at a
Attack
plus
2.
2.
It's at a plus 3, isn't it? Because of
That's exactly 10 under.
that's exactly 10 under.
I'll roll a D100.
Please still be my friends after this, guys.
Yeah, no, it's not your fault.
69.
Hey, oh.
Yay!
Okay, so I have a fun little rule in my game, and for D100, if you roll a 69, it is the best possible result. And if you're rolling 86, it is the worst possible result.
Yeah, you disappear. You get 86.
So 69, I think the best possible result is that you actually get a chance to strike at it again at your plus 3 bonus.
Okay. I'll do a plus 2 modifier and strike it again.
It's the best thing I think that
Sorry,
can happen.
attempt to strike it again. There we go.
Woo!
That's it.
You got it.
You did it.
Here.
Okay, Harsk.
Plus 3.
Just God dang it. Harsk, describe your kill.
Yeah, as I said, with the longsword, he hacks on it, and he just keeps hacking and makes minced meat out of it. He keeps yelling, "You goddamn badger! God damn it! God die, die, die!" And he just like keeps hacking, and there's this like squelching and squishy noise as now like parts of the badger start flying around as he just keeps hacking into it, trying to essentially sever as much of the spine as he can. He's real angry.
Very
A few pieces of food in the commotion, a few pieces of food start falling out of his beard because he's just moving so heavily, just exerting himself.
But is it cheese? Because you're a cheese beard?
Oh yeah. There's a cracker that if you throw it at someone will probably hurt them. And that's a proper dwarven bread cracker, and then a piece of cheese falls out as well. But he's just like spittle comes out of his mouth from beneath his beard, and he's just like hacking at that thing, real angry.
Awesome. Well, guys, congratulations on taking out those 2 badgers.
Oh, some high level shit.
That's some. Yeah.
That was like
Real crazy.
Lord of all badgers.
Yep.
So-
That's
Honey
one
badger
tough
don't give a
badger.
shit. Yeah.
Um,
So how
Yeah.
does combat end in this system? Do we just role play collecting arrows and stuff?
yeah. I mean, I usually just hand wave it.
Okay. I would like to collect as many arrows as I can.
Absolutely. Yeah. You guys can go ahead and collect all of your arrows,
That's nice.
and
Collect my
pull them
food
out
as
of
well.
the. Yeah.
How is damage recouped over time?
Yeah.
Good question. You gain 1 hit point plus your Constitution modifier back for a full night's rest. So it's different for everybody based on their con modifier. Another possibility too is because you have a healer in the party and he has what's called a focus spell, which is his lay on hands. Essentially, you can get your focus spell back after about 10 minutes of rest. Like you're taking a short rest, you're meditating, you're praying, whatever it is for 10 minutes, and you get your focus point back, and then you can use lay on hands again. And then you can get your focus point back, as long as you're taking enough time to take care of it. So you could feasibly heal the party back up to full, Walter, after about 20 minutes.
What about medicine rolls? Because I have a +5 on medicine. Does that help at all?
Yeah, so you can also do a medicine check, and you get above a certain DC, which I'm looking for right now.
Maybe we can combine.
Yeah, as long as you're trained in medicine, you can roll a treat wounds check, and if you roll high enough, I think you get like 2d8 back to somebody. But you can only use that once per day.
I mean, might as well use it now, unless you guys would prefer to just do rests and magical heals.
I'm all right, but you, and she looks at both of you, need to do whatever it takes to clean your wounds. Those badgers didn't look, well, do you think they were rabid?
Narsk looks up and says like, hey, if that thing had run away, I'd be afraid for it, because I got my blood in its mouth.
Right. Well, you're the one who's bitten. And she looks over at Durin. And you?
Fortunately, I possess the ability to heal. If you just give me 10 minutes to rest, he kind of like sits down Indian style and give me a few moments to rest, and I will be able to heal myself and Hrask as well if needed.
Sure. I'm gonna go see what these badgers were nosing around. She goes, picks up arrows and checks out the spot where the badgers originally were anyway, just in case there's anything interesting, a dead body or something.
Yeah, you go over to kind of where they were rooting around, and go ahead and roll me a perception check. Cool. It looks like mostly they were rooting around for grubs,
Okay.
berries, that type of thing. But you do see a small piece of what appears to be like torn pink cloth.
She'll pick it up and take a look at it, rub the fabric between her fingers, try to imagine what it would have come from in terms of, clothing or a sack or whatever.
Yeah, you look at it and it looks like it could have been like kind of the bottom hem of a woman's dress. It looks dirty and ripped off as if it was done in a hurry.
Her eyebrows furrow, and she kind of backs up from the sight, carefully trying not to mess it up anymore in case that Hars can make more from the scene than she can. She'll take it back. I found this. She holds it out. It could be from the Slaver's Passage. I don't know, maybe you should take a look and make sure that I'm not missing something.
And who are you asking specifically?
The area where the badgers were nosing around and she found this torn piece of fabric.
Sorry, but when you come back, do you talk to Duran or Harsk?
Harsk. He said he's the tracker.
Oh, Harsk. Sure. Want some cheese? He has like pieces of cheese in his mouth.
She opens her mouth to say something and just presses her lips together and shakes her head.
He puts it back in his beard and then wobbles over to you.
She hands him the fabric and points over to the tree.
He walks over and looks, maybe if there's any graves or anything. Maybe they dug it up instead of it having been discarded.
Or do you see tracks or anything? Can you tell?
That would be survival, I think.
Yeah, you're correct. That'd be a survival check. Go ahead and roll me survival.
Sorry, my dice don't go in double digits. They just don't. It's not these dice.
Yeah, you don't. Unfortunately, you're not able to pick up anything.
I don't see any tracks here other than ours. It's a good idea, though. I got to restring my bow. I'll be over there. And he walks over and restrings his bow.
Great. Assuming you guys, like I said earlier, take about 20 minutes of rest, you can recover Duran all the way up to full, and you could get Harsk. Essentially, he would only have one wound left.
Nice.
So I'm going to go ahead and modify that and just assume that's the case, unless you guys, again, want to instead use like medicine checks or something.
I'm new to the system. I don't know if that would be better.
So medicine check would allow you to roll, if you roll 15 or higher, you get to roll 2d8 and heal the person up that amount. But you can only use it once a day.
That's a 50-50 chance. Because I roll a d20 and I have a +5. So on average, I'll get like, what, 10, 11? 10.5, I guess. +5 is 15.5. So it's a 50-50 chance whether it succeeds or not. Whether his is guaranteed, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, the big question is whether or not you want to take the time, because that's the big thing that's concerning you all right now.
I think even healing wounds would take at least 10 minutes. So either way.
Yeah.
2 weeks, 14 days. Same thing. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, it's going to take us 20 minutes either way, because we need 2 heals, and however they happen. Okay.
Okay. All right. So you take the time to heal back up. Now, so really quick, if you take another 10 minutes, you can get your focus back, so you can use it in combat if you need to again, Walter. Otherwise, the 20-minute rests the 2 10-minute rests you're taking are for 2 applications of your lay on hands. Make sense?
Yep.
We can always catch up to them, assess the situation. If we have 10 minutes, we can just wait 10 minutes before we attack. Right?
Makes sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
If the situation is dire, then we just can't wait.
We should remember the next time when we're confronting these slavers that surrounding them would provide a greater advantage. In 2E, if we're flanking, everybody gets a +2 bonus, or they get a -2 to their AC anyway. So
That is...
Only physically? Like we have to physically this be
yes.
In a triangle?
No, just 2 of us need to be on opposite sides, and the 2 of us on opposite sides get a...
Even if it's far away?
If you're able to attack, yes, both of you have to be able to attack.
So you could get flanking from 2
Yes.
bowmen shooting from
Or
2
from a
different
swordsman
directions.
and a bowman, but they have to be opposite each other.
I dig.
very true, Silk. Or perhaps we could just bring some badgers with us.
We should have thought of that before we killed them.
Indeed. But I'm feeling much better now, And it looks Brask is no worse for wear, so perhaps we should quicken our pace and catch these slavers before they escape our hunt.
So as you look, as you sort of ready yourself to leave, you see Harsk has walked over to that tree we're under, where he's caught his foot in one of the roots, and he's using his clan dagger to drive in a bronze nail into the tree. And then, if you're any good with nature, you'll know that that'll eventually kill the tree. And then he turns around with sort of a mean grin on his face and says, "I'm good here."
Silk has no idea that does that to a tree, but she does think it's a little odd.
Well, he's a dwarf. He hates his trees, like the next dwarf.
Place to hang your hat on the way back.
He's like, "Oh no, that'll kill the tree over time. It jumped in my way after all."
Sure.
All right, we jog this time, or what do we do?
We'd better hurry up. We've lost some ground.
Follow me. And then he actually stops and says, "Actually, you almost hit him, and you almost hit me twice, so I'll follow you."
I don't know what you're
Please
talking about. And she does lead.
What?
He's crazy.
As they
Never mind, lad.
Jogging. Durant's like, wait, what is he talking?
He's like,
And then
"Thanks
just
for the heal."
keeps running. Yeah.
Dwarf's just trying to save face.
Go ahead, y'all, and roll me perception checks as you're making your way down this road.
Perception. Do I just click it? Yeah.
Hey, you rolled above a 10.
Oh, that's
Not
weird.
me though.
No, I actually upgraded to the premium edition of Foundry. Fantasy Grounds.
That lets you roll above.
Gives-
Yes, exactly. It allows you to roll over 10. I have a subscription now.
all right, so 21, 19, 6. As you guys are going, you find some along this forest path. You all notice that it's starting to get later on in the day, and that the sun is starting to. It's dusk. It's getting dark. So you notice that the thing that kind of like cues it off too is especially kind of when the bugs start chirping, the crickets and the like in the night. The other thing is you realize. Oops. The other thing that you realize is that as you're looking off, you see some more of these little pink strips of cloth leading down the road.
So we can surmise, maybe, or assume that someone is leaving breadcrumbs.
This doesn't look accidental anymore, does it?
Durant takes a knee and kind of picks one up and goes, "If I wanted to be found, this is definitely what I would do."
Harsk looks you up and down and says, "What, you're wearing pink under that?"
Yes. You might have some of that underneath that beard of yours.
Fair.
All right, you guys begin picking up your pace, especially with it being night and the like.
Swap. I'll go to the front again because I can see fine.
Sure. As you are getting it, you can kind of hear some. You guys have been traveling now for 4 or 5 hours, and you've kept up at a pretty good pace, and you could just hear like. It seems like it's coming from down the road. Oh, does Silk have dark vision?
Nice.
Actually, Harsk would too, because he's a dwarf.
Yep.
I sure don't.
Nope.
Yeah.
We're holding hands, so
As you
don't
guys-
trip.
Shouldn't be too hard on a road. We're out of the forest now, I think.
Yeah. Now you're out of the forest. You're on the main road, and again, you're picking up these pink strips of cloth, maybe every half mile or so.
This lady's not going to be wearing much by the time we get there.
The yelling, the kind of grumbling becomes more audible. Keep it up! We gotta make it before nightfall. I
can't go on any longer.
Keep going! And as you all draw closer, you can kind of see in the distance. I'll go ahead and reveal this to you. You see kind of like a column of people on the path ahead of you. Some men at the front and back of the column, equipped with crossbows and clubs at their sides. It would become apparent to you, Harsk, and to Silk, because of your ability to see in the dark, that there is at least one child in the midst of this column. They're not moving very fast. Some of them appear to be stumbling and not doing well.
It's a human child, though, right?
Yes.
Jeez.
He's such an asshole.
I'm an asshole?
No. Harsk is.
Oh, Harsk.
Oh, God. Oh, got you.
Because he's like, it's a human child. Whatever.
Your badgers are
really-
assholes.
Yeah.
So where are we? Can you put us on the map?
Absolutely. I'm actually putting you guys on
Duran
the...
will be
Now,
very unhappy because this is not the right side.
I am...
Sorry, because you described them as lawful and all that.
Yes, your puns. I love them. So I'm just putting you on the map. If you view yourselves kind of in the woods, feel free to move your tokens there. I'm just throwing you on there, and you can put yourselves wherever the heck you want.
Really now? Even in front?
I'd like to be behind
mean,
this log. Let's see.
Be here? If this is cover, does cover exist in the game? Do we just role play it?
Yes, cover does exist in the game, and it does give a standard cover. Actually, gives you a +2 to your AC.
I picture this as being
And
a
it
place
also
to
allows you to
scope
hide.
them out. You know, it would be like ducking behind the log.
Sure.
Maybe up here is even better because I have a longbow. I can shoot. My standard range is 100.
Yeah, mine's only 60.
Yeah, so and then I have some feat that makes me do the second range band. Doesn't give it penalty.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. Nice.
So I could just try and snipe him from here.
Okay, well,
It'll just be a problem if I have to run in. Oh no, he's duplicated them.
Oh no, I didn't mean to do that.
There's more of them now. No.
Oh no, I meant to just move the line forward.
And here, children,
mean
we
to-
observed mitosis, cell mitosis, where one cell becomes two.
I added more slaves.
No.
There's too many slaves. Give me a second, guys.
In the interest of time, do we just start shooting them? I'm asking the players.
yeah, I don't think there's too much strategy other than a coordinated maybe whistle and then we release or...
Yeah.
I was gonna say, depending on what time it is, if they're gonna try and bed down for the night, would be the only other
No, they're
strategy.
forcing them to walk.
Otherwise,
What's the story is they're being
Yeah.
forced to.
yeah, force
Death
march.
march.
There's nothing. There's us attacking. them
actually,
before.
take out the crossbowman first is my suggestion.
100%. Yeah. Whoever could snipe back is the one who gets shot first.
So let's focus our fire
So-
on this guy.
So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you guys essentially a surprise round. And what that means is you each can take one action. The moment you fire, it starts combat, but everybody can take a long range attack or whatever, or rush in there
Any advantage?
before
to-
combat actually starts. Go
Oh, I
ahead.
see. Is there any advantage to being split up like we are right now? Because I think
Besides
in
the,
real life it would be, but I don't think there's an actual rule that helps us.
she was just talking about the flanking earlier.
So-
But
remember?
I'd have to be like,
Yeah.
here.
You'd have to be over there.
Yeah.
So now, actually, we're looking up on flanking, and what it says here is to flank a foe, you and your ally must be on opposite sides or corners of the creature, a line drawn between the center of your space and the center of your ally's space. Additionally, both you and the ally have to be able to act, must be wielding melee weapons,
Oh,
Aha.
or able to make an unarmed attack.
Okay.
Dang. Okay. Well, in that case, isn't it safer? I think it's safer to be like behind them because otherwise I might get shot.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, well,
Yeah. And
yeah,
Duran
right.
can stay in front of me and take some hits if necessary.
Exactly. That's what I'm here for.
All right, he's advancing time, so I guess we'll just shoot the crossbowmen.
Yeah.
I'm just
Fire!
marching them because that's what they're doing.
Yep.
Oh, hey, there's another slave underneath there.
Oh my god!
I'm
We're all on
shooting.
top of each other. Yeah, we're shooting, so you can just remove the
Okay.
first crossbowmen. 'cause
Now they are
narratively, we've taken care of
flat-footed
them.
though, so that is a +2.
Yeah, well, it's a -2
Yeah,
to their AC.
but that's still
yeah,
probably a miss. Probably.
and that too. Well, hold on. First off, let's go ahead and roll for initiative
Well, okay.
before we make any attacks. Yeah, because we still want to, because it'll just be easier
Okay.
to segue into it.
Get auto updates. I like this program.
Oh wait, should be a stealth or is that should be
Mine is
perception?
stealth because
Oh,
of an
perception.
ability.
Ah. Oh look, a nat 20. I've never seen that before by
The GM incidentally rolls a nat 20.
I don't know how this happens in every
Do you
single
roll
game
single
I
digits
play.
at all? Like, is that a thing you can do?
While he's rolling,
there
I'm
you
gonna
go.
go get some more water so I can do a few more spit takes on the 20.
Yeah.
Look, I rolled a 3 and a 7 and a 13.
Yeah, now that we found you out. He's like, oh shit, I gotta add some normal rolls to this. The bell curve looks weird.
This happens every fucking
Okay,
game I play.
mine didn't update, so
Oh, it didn't? Let me go ahead and adjust that. 21,
Yeah,
correct? Harsk was a 16. He's good. And then Duran, 13. All right, so we are all good.
And we just take all three of us shoot like before this even
Yeah.
starts. So it'll be
Yeah,
Silk,
so-
Karsk, Duran, and then combat starts.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and so Silk, why don't you go ahead and make your attack now? And then just make certain to target the one
yeah.
that you're trying to attack.
okay. Click on myself and then control click that guy.
This time it's colorful.
It didn't work.
Say what?
The arrow for me is actually going from red to green. Has a cool color.
Well, that's cool. Well,
Previously
mine's
it was
just
just
blue.
red.
I'm having a hard time getting my targeting to work. Hold on.
There you go.
Oh, did it work? Finally? Okay.
Well, it's
Now
weird
I'm-
because you're targeting
now I'm
yourself.
Target.
Well, when I click on that guy, nothing happens.
Yeah, that's what
Huh.
I'm. So I hold control, right? I select myself.
Oh, you know what? I know what happened, guys. Give me a second
Okay.
here. I think what I ended up doing was deleting the wrong bad guy tokens, the ones that are not currently in the combat tracker. So give me a second to delete these guys.
Okay. I'm going to go grab a drink.
I'm going to just
Oh,
Sure.
I'll grab a piece of cake.
reload this. There we go. Yeah, that's what I did. Okay, adjusting. Okay, and I'll help her target in the meantime. So when she comes back, she's good to go. That was totally my bad. If everybody else is going pee, I'll be right back too.
Fine, I just came back.
I was just getting water.
So I'm gonna be 100% honest. I had no idea the Badgers would take as long as they did.
I don't think anybody expected us to be that careful. I went back and looked. I had my nat 20 was my first roll. Everything after that was a miss.
Well, these
Really?
guys, they're no badgers. I mean,
Yeah, right.
Yeah. No, they're no Badgers. Bunch of scrubs.
Oh, is there any effects of shooting in the dark that say I should know about?
they're in. Do they have a campfire or anything, or torches?
In the interest of, essentially, the only person that would impact is Duran.
And I can't shoot any arrows, so... I mean, I have a javelin, but I have no real range.
Yeah. So
Weaponry.
Well, actually, the darkness would also affect them
Yes.
as well.
Yeah.
That
Because
was
they're
my
human.
question, is
Yeah.
how tough is it for them to shoot ranged weaponry in the night? I know, obviously, it affect me, but the only thing I can really do is throw a
them
javelin
even
once I get
knowing what direction the arrows are coming from is going to take some. They'll
Yeah.
have to spot us.
Storytelling wise, we have a bit of an advantage, which is nice.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and roll a D100, and I'm going to say 35% chance that they got their torches out because they're in a hurry. 44. So no, they're just like in such a hurry that they're just like, come on, kid, let's go. Just rushing everybody along. Okay, let me go ahead and change these these really quick. And the last one's a 7. Moving this back up here. Going to round 1. And finally, gonna get some big bad boss music. This is our final one. That'll be fun.
Sorry, different one.
Just chill jazz. That's how we're gonna end it.
All right. I'm gonna.
I mean, for us, it will be more like Benny Hill, right? And then we just fall over and shoot ourselves and all that.
That was the last battle. We're cool this battle. Come on.
We had to get it out of our way.
Let's be
Got it out
badass
of our
Avengers, cool.
Okay, so our surprise round. Let's go, guys.
Our surprise round.
Come
Slip,
on.
you're the first one to act. What you gonna do?
gonna-
Slip, that will
I'm
hit -2 on that guy.
Is that a crit on him? If he's -2? No, probably he's not at a 14.
Let me go ahead and check his AC, or his AC. That is not a crit, but that does hit. So go ahead and roll me
All
damage.
right.
Get more than the 2.
Well, it's a sneak attack for me at least. So
Yep.
There are rules
So
for
roll
that. You
me a
get like
D6.
extra stuff. Oh, okay. More damage.
She's a rogue.
Whoa!
Oh,
so close.
Nice.
So close to it, too.
That's above average.
well, I got 9, right? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
you do. Okay, so on that guy right there, you shoot him, and it just like the arrow embeds real deep, and he just goes, oh, yelling out, what the hell? All right, that is Slip's first.
All right.
Harst, you are
Oh,
up.
can I? Oh, yeah, we get 1 attack. That's right. Okay.
Shoot him too. Hopefully I'll shoot him. No, I didn't click him, but it doesn't matter. It would have been
That
a
would
21.
hit.
Yeah, and then I roll
You're
damage.
firing on the same one?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, she said bring down the crossbowmen, and so we both fired synchronized.
Roll
This
me
is a
that
Splinter Cell
damage.
game.
6 points of damage. All right. Yeah, that guy, 2 arrows embed in him, and he does not look like he's good. Duran, do you want to do anything for the surprise round?
I'm going to look at them and say, good job.
Encouragement. I take the encouragement action.
Did that
Okay,
automatically
round-
apply, or did he have that guy targeted?
I didn't have him targeted. I failed, but I'm hoping he still applied the 6 damage.
I did apply
Okay.
the 6 damage. You are all good, my friend. Okay, it is this guy up, and he just yells, oh, What do we do? What do we do? Begins looking around. So y'all go ahead and make me a stealth check.
Love it.
Because you're firing, and you're pretty quiet.
We're being snipers.
Do I have to roll since I'm not shooting?
No, I won't make you roll, because you're not shooting. You're just holding your breath and standing very still.
I'm super sneaky.
Yeah, my roll was not great.
That's okay. I'm going to go ahead and roll for these guys. Or at least for this one.
Good luck seeing us in utter darkness.
Yeah, it is dark, so I'm giving you guys that as a bonus. What'd you guys roll for stealth?
Mine's a 13.
9 and 13.
Okay, so yeah, you hear him yell, I think it's coming from the back! I think it's coming from the back!
Says the
and
guy
he
shot in the
begins-
back. No, it would be so funny.
So this guy is, he takes like a defensive position in front of this guy. That's pretty much all that he can do, because he, I'm giving him a -5 in the darkness. And
Yeah.
so, yeah. So I don't think he'd be able to see you guys. Okay. It is Silk's turn.
That guy is like directly in the way, right? What kind of
Yeah.
what kind of effect does that have mechanically?
Mechanically, it's just he's essentially granting cover to his friend.
Okay.
So just
Was
a
that
plus
a
2 to his AC.
So you could technically still hit the other guy. Okay.
The other guy is still flat-footed, I think, so that's better for me.
He is.
So I'm still gonna shoot at him.
Yeah, you want to remove him from the board.
Let's see.
Go slip, go slip.
Oh, that was. I'm sorry,
two of
too.
them.
The first one.
They're both good
The
though.
first one's at
They're both very
25. So that should hit even with his extra cover, right?
good. Does it crit perhaps?
Absolutely. So yeah, go ahead and roll me damage.
It's not 10 over.
It is not 10 over. Oh wait, 25?
Yeah.
No, because his buddy is granting him a plus 2.
But he's
It
also
is not.
flat-footed, so that's -2.
It is. Yeah, it's still not plus
Okay.
10.
Worth a try.
Yeah. After
Well, what's
that
the check?
badger battle, we gotta take every advantage we
Nice.
get.
Do
Okay.
you still get rolled both?
I get both because he's. I still get my sneak attack on him.
Silk, describe your kill on this crossbowman on the backside.
Yeah, she hits him once, and Harsk hits him, and he whips around, panicking, and the guy jumps in front of him. But as that guy's peering out into the darkness, she kind of steadies her aim on this log and shoots right past the guy's arrow, hitting him in the neck, taking him down.
So, and he falls over dead. Oh, they're in back! They're in back! You have 2 actions left.
She'll go ahead and aim at the other guy.
Go for it.
That'll be a miss.
That'll be a miss.
That's it for me.
They're definitely in back. All right. Harsk.
I will announce to myself that the other one is Slaver Recruits 1 is my
You
prey.
are my prey, Slaver Recruit 1.
And then I'll shoot them, I guess.
Oh, you can see their names now. Okay.
Yeah, because if I hover over them, yeah.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
No, that's the wrong one. So that die can just drop there. Longbow, there it is. Yeah, almost a 1. 13.
All right. So yeah, just the arrow sails through the air and misses him.
That's rude. I'll shoot again with a +2. Caught in. That could hit. A
Are
16.
you hunting this guy? Did you use
Yeah.
one action to hunt him? Oh, then yeah, that'll totally do. That hits.
That
Go
was
ahead
my
and roll
last
me
check
damage.
this round. Yep. And here comes damage. 7. It's good.
7. That's good. So yeah. Oh! And he screams out in pain.
That's it. I'm done.
Duran, your team's assault appears to be successful thus far.
You guys are doing great. As he sits there with his longsword and shield and wait for them to get closer.
Thumbs up. Double thumbs up.
I don't want to crit fail a thumbs up, so he's just going to stay there.
I mean, no, apparently we are the ones with guns in a knife fight, so I think we're good. You're absolutely right.
So Duran, just so I'm clear, you are delaying your turn until one of them gets closer, at which point
sir.
your plan is to attack.
Correct.
Okay.
Nice.
Tell me when they get close enough, and I'll let you take your turn.
Alrighty.
All right, it's this guy's turn. Oh, they're going to say 10, 15, 20, 25, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I'm going to go ahead and make a perception check against your guys' stealth rolls from earlier.
It's not good for us.
Oh, sweet.
God. Okay, it's not
It's
good.
great for us.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, I could just tell they're over there somewhere. And so he is going to actually 5, 10. Oops. I'm going to move him closer. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. That's going to be his turn.
Nice.
It's this other guy's turn. Let's see here. 5, 10. Oh, no, 5, 15. 20, 25. That's one action. And then he's going to make, hopefully, a perception check that makes it.
Doesn't have to. Yeah, that works.
10. So 10 plus, or minus 5, that's 5. That's an 8.
Oh, no.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, he's still like, I think they're around here somewhere. Get ready, get ready.
Let's go.
Okay, it is...
I guess
this
attacking
guy's
them at night turned into a favor.
All right, this guy is going to, let's see here, 5, 10, 15, 20. He's going to come over there, and what you see him do is he takes out his boot and kicks this woman to the ground. And she falls prone, and he says, "Show yourselves!" And he holds out his club over her, and all of you would be able to see this at this point. That is his turn. It is Slip's turn.
I don't know all the sneak attack circumstances. So as far as I know, I have to be behind one. I mean, technically they don't know where we are, but for me to get my...
I mean, that guy is facing downwards, right, currently? He's facing
This
south
guy?
because he's looking at woman. I can't see where you're pointing, but the third guy, like, he's called Slaver Recruits 1 near the woman. Isn't he currently pointed away from you?
Yeah, if you want, you could use your arrow to help you indicate who you're talking about.
Oh, you can see my arrow? Okay, yeah, this guy, right? He's currently facing this way to the woman, right? To club her.
Correct.
And then-
Yeah, he's
and then
kicked
his
her on the
head is
ground,
swiveling.
and club is up.
Okay. He's a little far for me, so I'm going to move. Let's see. How far can I get? You can move...
By the way, I don't know if...
I
go
can
ahead.
move 25.
Apologies. Correct.
Let me see.
All of a sudden, this rock music came out of nowhere. I couldn't dig it.
Okay, that'll work. So she'll kind of crouch out of cover and... Let's see.
Like a crouch
Yeah,
run.
move over here into the
run.
shadows and shoot at that guy. So that's
Nice.
Okay, roll me a stealth check to see if everybody...
sure.
Because they're
Sure, this
all
is a new stealth
fairly
thing.
aware.
That's not great, but it's not terrible. So
Yeah.
I'm going to attack him.
Yeah, go for it.
Do I?
Oh, nice. No, that's not your roll. Damn it. That's his roll.
Yeah, so this guy directly south of you is like, "Shh, they're over there, over there!" And all of them fix their eyes on you, Silk. But you still get your
And
shot
that guy's flat-footed to me. Because his back is to me. And
That is
that is a miss.
though.
Well, I'll take another shot.
Yep, you can do it.
Okay.
Roll high, maybe.
Nat 20.
Oh, finally, the first one.
Nat 20.
Okay, and you're targeting, which one are you
This
targeting?
guy, the
Evil
yeah,
guy.
the guy who's got his club. I'm pissed.
Sure, yeah, go ahead and roll me damage.
All right, so it's only the base damage that gets doubled, correct?
I think, I don't know, let's find out.
Why did?
He's
Jeez
got a
Louise.
longbow arrow sticking in him already, so hopefully this kills him.
Oh yeah, that's deadly, so it gets the extra +10.
Mm-hmm.
And
So,
that's my
describe your kill.
sneak attack damage.
Describe your super kill.
Okay, he raises the club above the girl and just, you know the way cats and deer, their eyes sometimes reflect light? It's like suddenly a light gets shining in her eyes for a second. You almost catch that glimmer, and she just takes off in this dash over to the shadows, crouches, aims, and says, "Not tonight, motherfucker." And she shoots him, and it just goes straight in the back of his head and comes out the front of his skull. And he falls down on top of this woman.
All right. Ah! The lady's yelling. They're all, "Oh God, oh God." But yeah, that guy's dead. All right. Harsk.
Oh, shoot him 3 times. At least I'll try. So I'll shoot the crossbowmen because, again, we had decided the people who can shoot far need to be the ones that die first.
Go for it.
No! Too far. I threw that die out of the box. Let's try that again. In the box. There we go.
Hey, there we
Hey,
go.
Hit
I should.
for once.
That'll hit.
5 damage.
You hear the sinking of your arrow into his flesh, the splorch. You're up. What else?
I'll nominate him as my prey for my second action, and then I'll shoot him for an improved shot as my third.
All right, go for it.
See if that can hit, perhaps. No. I
That
don't
doesn't
think
miss. Fires right over his shoulder.
so. Phew.
Duran.
Duran, seeing the one slaver go to attack one of their captured individuals, can no longer stay behind the log and charges out to the crossbowman in an attempt to finish him off.
Go for it.
See if I'm targeting him correctly.
You got it. You're doing it correct.
Oh yes!
Oh.
I start all combat with a crit.
Big fucking heroes. All right, go ahead and roll the damage. 17 points of damage. Describe your kill.
As Duran comes charging out, much like the Badger fight, he just swings as hard as he can as he gets into range, catching him right on the clavicle, burying the sword deep into his chest as he falls to his knees, and then he kicks him off his blade and he collapses onto his back dead.
All right. Third
And
slaver down. One action
Third-
left.
I got one action left. He runs to the next one.
Okay, runs to the next one. Okay, it is this guy's turn. Give me just 1 second here.
Yeah, does he rethink his life's choices?
Yeah, actually, you know what? I'm gonna roll to find out how he acts.
Because arguably within seconds, 3 or 4 people died around him.
Shit! And he just like backs up in 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 5, 10, 15, and he pauses when he sees the little girl, and he looks back at you all, and he like grabs her as his
Human shield.
in the middle of the action and just like.
But she
Say
dodges.
what?
She dodges
Say
him,
what?
obviously.
She dodges him.
Obviously.
Hold on. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 5, 10, 15. So yeah, I'm going to say he grabs the girl and swings her in front of him. And you just see her weeping. And you can see that he just looks like this cornered animal. Silk, you are up.
Hold on, I just messed up my view. Okay, so can you move 25 total or 25 per action?
Per action. Actually, you
Per
can
action.
move your speed per action. Right?
Oh,
It isn't the same
Yeah.
for everyone.
Yeah, so for Harsk, I think it's 20.
Exactly. Because I'm.
she's
better.
gonna try to run over here so that little girl is not in front of him. He may shift his position if he notices her, so should we do a stealth?
Yes, go ahead and roll me a stealth check.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. You know what though? This was the guy that noticed you earlier. He was the one that noticed you and pointed out. So I'm actually gonna give him a
Sure,
bit of a bonus. He's still occupied with everything, but yeah, that's not enough. So he doesn't see
Okay.
you.
You disappeared in the forest again.
So she is gonna take her shot. Let's hope. He should be flat-footed to her. Oh, fumble. Okay.
Fumble.
You just killed the
Roll me.
kid.
I might have.
Well, at least it's not a dwarf kid.
Roll me a T100.
Dang. Roll high, I think, is what you want.
No, want low.
Last time
Whoa.
I rolled low and I shot you, so
Yeah.
it's almost a 69. Dang it.
Chloe, you're just one off. That's your one McGuffin. It's the one off.
Okay. Roll me a let's see here. I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4. Roll me a D20. Or no, just roll me a D4. D20 is fine.
Okay.
That's what I said. I can use that. 5, 10, 15. Okay, so your shot, it goes wide and it actually is on target to hit this peasant to the right of the slaver. This one
Oh,
right
good.
here.
That one's ugly.
So go ahead and roll me your attack to see if it hits him.
Okay. Not very good, but I don't know what.
Not very good, but he is
Right.
present. That is gonna hit.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll me
There you
damage.
go. Sorry. You're dead, peasant, unfortunately. Oh, did it?
We'll see.
Oh, it didn't roll? Good.
Did not roll.
Because it was
See, it's a one. It's
it was a
great.
6 before.
Fun.
Clip.
All right,
Well,
so
straight
this
through the
thing,
arm
like,
or something.
your arrow grazes his arm. It goes just to the right of this guy, and it brings his attention to you, and he sees you. Was that your first attack?
That
Or
was
your
that was my
second
third
attack?
action. I moved twice.
That's your third action. All right, so he looks at you. He's like, "Oh, see you! You won't leave her! I'll kill her! I'll kill her right now!" Harsk.
But he didn't move the girl, right? She's still in between him and the other
Yeah.
direction.
Yes.
So how's my shot from here?
What is the range on your long?
100.
100.
That's the 100. So then you could feasibly hit him. Now I'm going to give him cover because of the little girl. So it'll be a bit more difficult to hit him.
Okay. How far would I have to move to avoid shooting the
You-
girl? Like, what about from?
You gotta get kind of on another side, basically.
Yeah, if you didn't want him to have the cover from the girl, you'd have to be at least directly north of him or directly south of him. That's what I
Oh,
would
I
say.
see. Okay. Then I'll still just shoot him. I'll just shoot him.
Okay.
See what happens. It's just an 11. Goes wide.
Goes wide. That was a miss on your first shot.
This
And then...
his strategy's not working out very well, the slaver. Apparently we don't care about children.
Yeah, exactly, right? To yell at him, is that an action?
It's free. What are you
Okay.
yelling at him?
Let's see. There's 10 of us, lad! Let her go and you can live!
Okay, so that actually will be an action because you're trying to intimidate him.
Yup.
Go ahead and roll me an intimidate check and let's find out what happens.
I'm really good at that.
Did I do
Ah! Because your voice must actually be like really high pitched for a dwarf.
that? Yeah. Role play the failure for me.
Someone says, no, there's just 3 of us. Or he says, I mean, I don't know. Do you have a good idea?
You
There's
go to tell him to
10 of us.
surrender,
I didn't fumble, so I'm not making a comedic show out of this.
Yeah.
I'm just not rolling high enough to have the desired effect. Maybe he doesn't believe me, right? He doesn't think like, why would 10 people come?
Your
after
heart's
us?
not in it. You
He
don't
can
care.
He can count arrows.
you say surrender. He says no.
Yeah, pretty much, right? He's like,
doesn't
nobody
know.
but my father gets to call me lad. Like, what do I know about him? Right? I don't know.
All right. You got one action left.
I guess I'll start walking towards him. 5, 10, 15, 20.
Okay. Duran.
Well, he didn't want to surrender, so
Yeah, you have the
there's
range for
first movement.
And then you can shield bash the child out of the way so she's safe.
So I'm gonna. That's 2 movements. So the last one is gonna be a swing on him, trying to
Nice.
get behind him or behind his human shield, I should say.
Gotcha.
Oh,
Oh
that's
my
great.
gosh, that's sweet.
Is that 10 over?
Is that 10 over?
Maybe not.
That is 10 over. Go ahead and roll me your damage twice. Okay,
20 damage.
Duran, describe to me this whole. I'll do it this time. So he's yelling at Silk, just stop it! You can't do anything, right? And Duran just like rushes as he's slightly distracted, and as he's running, he like almost like somebody on a horseback charging, like backhands his sword and just looks at Duran for the last few seconds of his life as Duran's blade passes through this guy's neck. His head goes falling, bowling ball onto the ground, and his body slumps over. Combat has ended.
You think combat has ended, but the atrocities are just about to start.
Harsk is a double agent.
Ours is a double
He's here to
agent.
steal the slaves.
Yep. For the mines. For the dwarven
because
mines.
they're humans.
Yep. No, of course not.
Duran
So you can
goes
hear the
up and picks up the girl and makes sure she's okay, of course. Calms
Arsk
her.
loots people instead because he's heartless.
Yeah, the little girl is, crying. She's clearly been through a horrible endeavor. Hell Knights raided her home, took her, tossed her off to these brutes, and she's been walking. As you are looking through, checking on her, perhaps she like burrows into you. She just like cries into your chest. You notice the woman adjacent to her, the one that was knocked down by one of these slavers earlier. The bottom of her pink dress has been ripped in various areas. All these people are relieved that their captors have been killed.
Duran, as he's comforting the young girl, looks at the woman in the pink dress and kind of softly says, it was because of you we were able to find you. It was that quick thinking of yours leaving those pieces of your dress led us right to you. You're safe now. And then he kind of looks for a key to begin unshackling the slaves.
Nurse comes over and hands you the key.
Thank you.
All the slaves start rubbing their wrists where the manacles once were. All of them kind of embracing one another. It's a lot of just crying and weeping, and seems like a very touchy point in the forest at this point in time. You all decide to make camp for the night, resting because these people have already been through so much. And they look at you.
You'll hand out the weapons to them.
So you hand the cap. You hand the the
You'll ask
clubs.
them, like who's good with a crossbow, and then hands 2 crossbows over, and then does the same with whatever other melee weapons there were.
Yeah.
Sure.
Silk makes sure that they all get some water and suggests that they move off of the road since they're so close to the border. But yeah, it tries to find a comfortable spot in the shadows.
It's not the best food, but Duran will use some of the rations he has from his backpack to share with them, and unrolls his bedroll, offering it to the girl, and yeah, just the girl. Probably doesn't have enough for anybody else.
Any more of that cheese,
Sure.
Husk?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I got some
Finally,
left
a use
here.
for the cheese.
There's also some bread. These crackers would break your teeth. So I'll eat those.
I'm sure the slavers had some rations too, so we'll start passing those around.
Yeah.
Sure. The night goes on, and the fire, you can hear it crackling in the midst of the night. And little girl seems to have just warmed up to Duran and just refuses to leave his side. And all of them have pretty much passed out at this point in time. But the little girl looks at all 3 of you before she fades out into sleep and just says, Will you keep watch until morning?
Of course, little girl, we will stay vigilant until the dawn comes.
She nods. You can begin to hear the soft snoring as you all rest up as well. Well, I mean, perhaps you take shifts.
Sure.
As you wake up in the morning, it's a brand new day. A long night for these people as well as for you seems to have faded into morning as the sun breaks over and through the canopy of leaves that are over everybody. Begin to pack up and make your way back to the very town that started this. Making your way to Nikasa in that same tavern. She sees you coming into the town with this small caravan of people, and that's a hard job. Between this is just one of the very many operations that the Bellflower Network takes. And as you come, she looks at all of you and she just says, you can see just the weight come off of her shoulders. And she just says, it feels good to win one. And she slowly nods. And you could this was a movie. All of you are kind of like in this final shot with Nikasa. Is there any parting words or thoughts?
Duran will hold his hand out for both Silk and Rask, shaking it, and thank you for helping me free these slaves. Hopefully in the future we are able to work together again and bring more justice to those that are deserving of it.
There are many of those.
Yeah, well. Yep. Let my hair grow back, though, before I work with you again.
I'm always around, and I'm always up for taking on some slavers. No doubt about that. She actually takes out her dagger and adds a notch to her belt.
How many notches are on there?
A lot. It's hard to count. They're very close together.
Understanding the meaning, he kind of like gives a small smile, impressed at her dedication to the cause.
Camera slowly kind of like zooms out from you as you're all kind of bidding goodbye and smiling one last time, and kind of like turns up onto the sun in the sky, and you can see everything just aligns just perfectly to show the same forest road that you were on leading into the sun itself. And we'll go ahead and end our session there.
Nice. Well done,
Wow.
everyone. Thanks for hosting.
Those slavers were way less tough than badgers.